Armchair.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Chief, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night. Try to take over the world.
106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Armchair.
YouTube Live?
Radio station. The radio station you can call your own. Do you know what listeners like about our station?
I like everything. It's always on my radio.
We never stop the music, except for now, when I talk.
Saturday, December 13th, 3 p.m. Eastern, it's the annual battle, the Army-Navy game in Baltimore, Maryland. Braves Country Radio will bring it to you live from coast to coast and around the globe. A salute to all the men and women who have served and continue to serve this great nation. This year will be the 126th meeting between the Army Black Knights and the Navy Midshipmen. Join us live and we'll bring you play-by-play of America's game, Army versus Navy. 8 of the last 11 matchups being decided by one score, including the double overtime thriller in 2022. It's Army-Navy. Navy-Army. America's game, heard around the world.
Armchair.
Do you think you can get me a tape of the show?
What on earth for?
Well, how often do you get to hear your son on the radio?
I'm on the radio every day.
You're listening to WQVZ, 1700 AM Mission Radio.
For me and the Lord, we got an understanding. We're on a mission from God.
No one talks in my meeting. No one! Think you can run this? If you could, then I wouldn't be here. Because I'm sick and tired of our football team getting pushed all over the field. I want precision. This is an institution of learning, ladies and gentlemen. You've tried it your way for years. They've given me less than 1 year to turn this place around. Forget about the way it used to be. This is not a damn democracy. We are in a state of emergency, and my word is law.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire...
Armchair.
Community Access Channel.
He's the armchair quarterback. He's full of beer and he's full of smacks. The all-American man. Yeah, the armchair quarterback. He's kind of fun and he's kind of bad. The all-American man. With a cool one in his head.
Good morning, everybody. As having a little technical difficulties there, started off on the anybody that saw it pop up on the BCR, that was an accident. I was supposed to tag it into Facebook and I hit the wrong button. So anyways, how are you, Mr. Doug? Welcome in.
Doing good, doing great.
And Bobby, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great as well. I have a new mic plugged in, so I'm curious. How does it sound right now? Does everything sound smooth?
Yeah.
All good? Yeah. Cool. Good to hear.
Let me see. Let me put that. I can't move that. I'll move it over in a second. We're going to start off with World Series talk, and then after that, we're going to jump into the NFL, college football, fantasy football. Anybody that has any questions or whatever you got, comments, fire them into the chat. I should be able to see them all, and away we go. All right, World Series. Bobby, have you been watching out of curiosity?
I've been keeping up with it. I haven't been watching it much. I will, however, be watching Game 6 because I'm rooting for the Blue Jays. I'd like to see the Dodgers lose. So, and I know they just went down 2-3 in the series last night. Yes,
they did. They really good game by the youngster Trey Yesevich. They were talking about this morning, talking about all the hundreds of millions of dollars that Yamamoto and Snell and all the other pitchers are making, along with Shohei Ohtani. And they said that by the end of this season, Trey Yesevich, the kid that pitched last night for Toronto, he will have earned $57,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He just came up into the majors right before the season ended. So this wasn't like a guy who's been in the majors all year long and, oh, by the way, caught fire in the plus. Like, he is, I mean, Doug can tell you, we play fantasy baseball. He was non-existent.
Yeah.
He was down playing AA ball down in Dunedin the last time anybody cared to know his name, and they just yanked him up and it's like, go play in the World Series, boy.
Well, I saw he was phenomenal last night. So
that's a World Series record right there.
Wow.
The fact that he was a rookie, he strikes out 12. I mean, he struck out everybody in the batting order, and then just for good measure, struck out players 2, 3, and 4 twice.
Wow.
I mean,
yeah, what was it? 12 strikeouts that he finished with?
Yeah, he finished with 12.
Yeah, that was, and it was funny because as we were doing the game, I just assumed, because it's what they've been doing all year long, well, all postseason long with him, is that once they got through the lineup a second time, they didn't want anyone to see him a third time. But he kept going and going, and the reason being is the guy only throws 3 pitches, and his devastating pitch is the splitter. But if it's not absolutely on time, then by the third time you get through the order, you can kind of tee off on him, right? Because you're looking at the ball, you're looking at the slider, but that splitter, if it doesn't have the drop that it did last night, then it just absolutely gets wiped out. The other thing is Blake Snell. He has been known his entire career to really struggle with command. In the last year or so, he's been really good, but that fastball has always been an issue. And it's one of the reasons why he's been known. It was why I was a little surprised that he got the money that he did, but everybody was ponying up, so the Dodgers kind of had to pay it. But he's been known to lose command of that fastball, and it'll take him 100 pitches to get through 4 innings.
Yep.
He'll get the job done, but he doesn't give you a lot of length. Last night, he just had a couple of bad pitches at the very beginning, gave him the 2-0 lead, and then the Blue Jays tacked on. Of course, they jumped the last couple of nights. They've jumped all over that Dodgers bullpen, which I continue to talk about is their Achilles heel.
Yep.
And you're talking about a team that now is 1 game away from their first world championship in 32 years, and they have a chance to be the ultimate David to the ultimate Goliath. You know, you're talking about the number 1 payroll in baseball. It's not like that the Blue Jays are clipping coupons, but a lot of their guys haven't hit the big wall yet. I know that they gave the money to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I mean, he got like $500 million. Bichette's going to be a free agent. We'll see if they bring him back. But all in all, this has been it's been remarkable to me. The main reason is because the Blue Jays starting pitching is nowhere near as good as the Dodgers starting pitching. But what the Blue Jays have done that the Dodgers have not been doing, they're putting the ball in play. And this is a team that has the least amount of strikeouts percentage-wise in Major League Baseball in the top 5 this year. And they've been like that all year long. And so they put the ball in play to put pressure on your defense. But more importantly, you watch the Dodgers, and they weren't doing this as much this year, last year as they are this year. They're swinging for the fences, and it just hasn't come in. And they got too many guys who are sitting back there trying to hit the long ball. And I'm talking about the Freddie Freemans, the Shohei Ohtanis, Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez. And when they're on fire, it's almost impossible to stop the offense. But they haven't been there. And the Blue Jays have done a great job. And you've got Yamamoto going for the Dodgers on Friday night, a big advantage for the Dodgers. But Gausman was pretty good until the 7th inning when he went. So the series is far from over. But I think if you're the Blue Jays, you feel pretty good because if you don't get Game 6, I don't trust Tyler Glasnow in Game 7. I don't think he's going to give you good length. And I think you're going to end up relying on that bullpen. Now, the one advantage they'll have is that because it's Game 7, you're going to be able to throw all your starters into it. So you're going to see Ohtani. You may even see Snell. Probably not, but you may see him. And you're going to get, obviously, Glasnow on the start. And this Dodger bullpen will be pieced together in Game 7 by their starting rotation. But that doesn't always work out because sometimes guys just can't give you the same stuff coming out of the bullpen as they can on a normal start because everybody's about a routine. Good to see everybody in the chat. To see As Was and PETA and John and Uncle Charlie. Appreciate the kind words on the broadcast last night, Charlie. And this is so what we do on this channel. If you're new to Armchair Quarterback Radio, we're trying to make this our football channel. So we're doing the football talk shows over here. The baseball talk shows will still be over on the BCR. I accidentally hit the wrong button this morning when we were starting. I was supposed to bring us into Facebook, and I started that thing. I was like, why the hell does that have? Oh God, I'm on the wrong channel. So I've deleted that off of there. So it's gone, but that was not intentional. Armchair QB Show Thursday mornings. We're going to be right here, and we're doing other football related stuff that we'll do over here. All right, let's go ahead and dive into it, guys. We're going to go ahead and start off with the stupid underdog picks. And let's get it.
There's no need to fear. Stupid. Underdog is here. Stupid. Underdog. Stupid. Underdog.
All right, y'all, the stupid underdog picks. And we will start off, I believe it's Bobby's turn. The way we do these real quick so you're familiar with what's going on in this is we take an underdog to win outright. If you get the points, if the team wins outright, I'll just, for instance, say I've got it in front of me. If you took the Titans to upset the Chargers, you would get the 9.5 points that they are due on the money line. If they cover, you get 3. If you don't cover, it's -3. And so that's the numbers that you see to the far left. Our other picks, we'll do that as we go along. Bobby, real quick before I do that, what is your survivor pick? And Bobby, what I'm going to start doing just so that Doug can get back into the fold, your survivor pick, I'm going to let you go first this week, and then if we go to the next one, then I'll go first. Okay. But if you take a team, I'm not going to take a team because we're midway through the season. I don't want this thing to drain on, and Doug doesn't get a chance to get back into it because we're playing a game of chess. Yeah. What is your survivor pick for the week?
So I'm going with the Rams over the Saints here. The Saints are dreadful. They're a terrible team. The Rams, I think they're the best team in the NFC West right now, even with the 49ers. I think this is a clear one. There's a couple other games I had jotted down, but this one sticks out to me as the one I feel the most confident in.
All right, I'll give you that one, and I will take the Green Bay Packers. They're at home against the Panthers. They better win this. They better not play with their food. I mean, after looking really good the other night, it does make me a little nervous coming off of a night game. Sometimes you can have a little bit of a hangover off of that the next week, a little sluggish, but they are 13.5 point favorites. So that'll be my survivor pick. The far left, or the far right thing that you see on the end with the Superman logo type thing, that's the survivor. So we've only gone through one round and we're trying to get to the next one. All right. Stupid underdogs. Bobby, you get first dibs.
Awesome. I'm going to go Florida plus 7.5. And I know this may be a bad omen on my team because I'm not having the best year with stupid underdog, but I feel confident in the new head coach theory. Whenever a really, really bad head coach gets fired, I think the team plays with a new life about them. I think we're going to see that with Florida this weekend. Plus, half that crowd's going to be Florida. It's going to be ruckus in there. And they're going to be really, really fired up because we're going to have a new era of Florida football. So I got Florida plus 7.5. I think it's going to be a pretty low scoring. It's going to be a bit of a sloppy game. I think it's going to be a gritty game between these two teams. I don't think a lot of points are going to be scored, so I think Florida's going to hang in there and maybe even come out with a win.
All right, so Doug, he didn't take one of your stupid underdogs, so where are you going?
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead with Oklahoma plus 3.5 to beat Tennessee.
Okay.
And just purely, I think this. I just think this setup. Tennessee's got an okay defense, good offense, but I think people overreacting to how OU lost last week to Ole Miss, and I think this is a good bounce back game for them against Tennessee.
All right, I'm going to take a Saturday night game. How the hell is Florida State a 9.5-point favorite against anybody? Anybody. Wake Forest is 5-2, and they're a 9.5-point. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that they took a week off and, we all sat around the firings and held hands and sang kumbaya, and now we're back together and we're focused. Oh, horse crap. This guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Give me the 9.5. I figure if nothing else, they're at least going to cover that. Mm-hmm. And Wake Forest, probably a very good chance. I mean, they're 5-2 in on the season. They're 2-2 in the ACC. Florida State has not won an ACC game since towards the beginning of the year last year against Cal, and I want to say they're on a 13, I believe, game, or it's somewhere in that number on the ACC losing streak. So whatever, we suck. There's no way we're going to beat anybody and beat Wake Forest by 9.5. Yeah, right. All right. Let's go to the National Football League, and we'll start off with Doug and Bobby. If you can make sure that you're tapping away into the chat so everybody knows the picks.
You got it.
Doug, what are you doing with the first pick of the NFL?
I got the 49ers and the Giants. I'm taking the Giants at plus 2.5. 49ers aren't stopping anybody on defense. This is the same 49ers team last week that let Texas put up 469 yards worth of offense. So give me the Giants plus 2.5.
Man, that Cam Scatterboo injury really sucks. I mean, I was really liking watching that team play. I hate that kid got hurt.
I did too.
It's got nothing to do with the fact that, I had him in a lot of fantasy leagues and stuff like that. It's more the fact that you're just like, dude, that was such a cool dynamo there. Two young kids coming in, taking the city of New York by storm. Two kids that played football in the South, and they were the new hot thing in New York. And then did y'all see the injury, by the way?
Oh, I did. It looked horrible. I guess the silver lining in it, though, is I don't think there was any ligament damage, and it looks like it's just a dislocated ankle, which is about a 6-month recovery time. So he should make a full recovery.
Is that all it is? Just 6 months?
Yeah.
The season's going to be over in like
It is, but we're thinking long term here. It's not going to have too much of an impact, and the recovery should be pretty smooth with it just being a bone injury.
Yeah, it just puts a big. And I get it. Running backs get hurt, but that was a nasty one. I mean, it was so bad. I was watching the game live when it happened. They wouldn't show it. They said, we're not doing that.
Oh, it looked just like Dak Prescott's injury a few years back. That's what it looked just like.
Yeah, and it reminded me of a couple of others that I'd seen over the years. It was gruesome. It was really, really gruesome. Bobby, what you got on your pick?
My first 6-pack pick, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals plus 2.5 versus the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. The Cardinals, we have a habit of beating the Cowboys no matter how bad we are. Kyler Murray, I believe in his career, this extends back to college, high school, all throughout, because he played high school growing up in Texas. He is 9-0 playing in that stadium, AT&T Stadium in Dallas. He has not lost a game there. And every time we played them in the National Football League, when he's on the field, he's lit it up, no matter how bad his form is. Right now, I think we're playing really poorly, and so is he. But he's had some time to rest, recover from that injury he had. And I think we're going to go out there. I think we're going to get a win over Dallas on Monday Night Football. We tend to beat them. So,
okay, so you're taking the Arizona Cardinals plus 2.5, right?
Yeah. And John just put in the chat, too. It was updated last night. He did actually have some ligament injury. It was pretty bad, apparently. So, it was originally thought to just be a dislocation, but, yeah, I guess there's some ligament injury, too. So, never mind.
They were saying it is 4 to 6 months, so was the diagnosis. So, none of that really changes. He should be ready to roll for next year.
Yeah.
All right. I've got I'm going to take my first pick. You know what? I'll go ahead and do this now because if we're going to, since Bobby did his, I actually had my second pick, but I'll take it as my first pick. Give me the Dallas Cowboys at home. The money line is -145. I'm going to take that all day long. I don't see how Arizona is going to go into Dallas and beat the Cowboys. And I do think it's going to be a lower scoring game, but I just don't see how Arizona is going to keep up with the Cowboys. The Cowboys, to me, are a team that have a couple of balls rolled the right way. They've done terribly on the road on a couple of outings, right?
Yep.
The Chicago game and then last week as well. But at home, they've been pretty darn good, and I think they'll bounce back nicely. So give me the Dallas Cowboys on the money line.
And we could both hit. We both could get our lock pick. Our six-pack pick.
But if you'd have forced my hand to do it one way or the other, because if the money line was above the 150 mark, I would still take the Cowboys -2.5. I think if they don't win substantially, and I'm talking about by 2 scores, there's gonna be a lot of sweaty palms in Dallas as that game's coming down, because that's a game they've got to win. It's just is.
Absolutely.
Doug, what you got?
My next one, I got the Bears and the Bengals, and I'm taking the over in this game because these two teams don't have defense. This game is kind of like the NFL versions of last week's game between Kansas and Kansas State. They're just going to go up and down the field on each other all day long.
So you're going to take the over in Cincinnati. Now, is Flacco playing?
Won't know till later today when the injury report comes out.
We'll get that fixed for the what's going on the BCR. I was not aware of it. I'm sure it was an accident. When they go in there to delete them, all the spam bots and stuff, it must have hit then. I've told people 100 times, and I'll tell them 101 times. That's why you need to follow me on X, because if something like that happens, you can just inbox me and I can correct it pretty quickly. But or you could go the route of Facebook, but I try not to use Facebook because it sucks. But that's one of the main reasons why I have the X account, so you can inbox me and let me know something's going down like that. That and for all the god awful goofy cartoons that Royal PETA sends me. All right, Bobby, what's your second pick?
My second pick, I actually had this third on my list of 6-pack picks, but Doug just mentioned it. I'm actually going with the same one here. Bears-Bengals over 50.5. The Bengals defense is terrible. We know that. The Bears, they've been playing decent lately. They've been playing solid football, and I think, if Flacco's a go, I think the Bengals offense will be firing pretty well. So I think this game is going to be very high scoring. I think 50.5, it'll clear that pretty easy.
What was that again?
It was Bears-Bengals over 50.5 total.
So you're going with that. I'm just worried that Flacco's not going to play.
Yeah. Even then, though, I think the Bears could really light it up, even if take the Bengals side of it. I think they could score 35.
But if you get an early lead, they could also deflate the ball too.
Fair.
Normally I'd be all over that. I would say that number is way too low. I would just tell people, anyone who's actually going to bet real money on this, wait until you find out if Flacco is going to play or not. Because that offense is a lot different when he's not in there. And I know that's a weird thing to say, but it's true. My second one, give me Kansas City Buffalo. I'm going to take the under 27.5 in the first half. These two teams, it's going to be like a heavyweight fight once again, and they're going to be kind of feeling themselves out. And it's going to be a situation where I think you'll eventually probably get to the over, which I believe is 50.5 for the entire game. But usually these two teams by halftime are it'll shock you, but they're like screwing around with a 13-10 game. So I'm taking the under in the first half.
And what was that? Is it 24.5? What was the number on that?
27.5 first half.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Two teams combined.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Doug, what you got? What's your third pick?
My third pick, I've got Denver and Houston. I'm taking the money line at 125. Reason being is Bo Nix I don't think he's been playing. He's been playing pretty flat, and you're walking into the number one defense in football. I just like Houston to squeak this out. Take them on the money line.
All right, Houston on the money line. That's going to, to me, that – I got to ask something else. Did Brian get chopped off of here? Because I'm seeing a Brian on the hidden users. I don't know if that's the same one. Bobby, what you got on your third pick?
Yeah, my third pick for the NFL here, I'm going to go with the Jags at -2.5 against the Raiders. I was surprised to see them as this low of a favorite. I know they're going on the road, and it's a long journey for them, but it is an afternoon game, so they won't be waking up bright and early with the time they're climatized to. And, yeah, the Raiders are playing really bad. Geno Smith is playing horrible this year. Max Crosby, he's also listed as questionable going into this game, so if he does play, he will be banged up, but there's a chance he doesn't play as well. So I think the Jags are going to go in here and get this one done.
All right, so Jags, what's the number again?
2.5.
Jags -2.5. And my final pick, I'm going to take the Colts over 26.5 points. Man, Bobby and I have talked about this, but we were wildly wrong about the Colts in the preseason. This Steelers defense is horrific.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to find a way to get them to 9 wins to be able to punch the ticket on a season. I don't know how I'm going to get there now. I still trust that Tomlin finds a way to not have a losing season, and they're at 4-3. And hell, they may beat the Colts, but I think it's going to be a shootout. I don't know how in the hell they slow them down. So they're gonna go into Pittsburgh. It's a 1:00 kickoff. Right now, you can make the argument that the Colts are the best team in the AFC. And it seems weird, but they could be headed to the Super Bowl. I still feel like that's not going to happen. I still feel like the team where it all goes through is still Kansas City, and Buffalo would be a 1A and 1B type situation. But you can't deny the fact that if the Colts do get home field advantage in the AFC, that's going to be a tough environment, that dome.
Yeah.
So give me that. Well, I don't know why you're not catching what I'm pitching. Did Brian get blocked? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm showing a Brian Andrews that is I don't think it's the same one. So anyways, I'll have to find it after the show, Peter, because there's way too many things that we've blocked in here because of all the idiot spam bots. All right. More important things moving on. Let's go. Doug, what is your college football first pick?
My first pick at 4:00 on the SEC network. I've got Mississippi State and Arkansas. I'm taking Mississippi State in the +4.5.
Mississippi State +4.5. Bobby, what's your second pick first pick of the college?
First.
Yeah, my first college football pick. It's kind of tied into my stupid underdog pick. I made a teaser with this game. I'm going to go Florida, bumping up to +13.5, and the total points for the game being bumped up to 56.5. And I'm taking the under in that total. Like I mentioned earlier, I think this game is going to be a bit scrappy. I think Florida's going to come out. I think they're going to keep it competitive because the energy they'll be playing with, the fire they'll be playing with, because Napier's gone, and I think the crowd's going to be in it too. And when we haven't been a terrible team this year, frankly. I know I've had a lot of criticisms, but we haven't been too bad. And Georgia's had some scrappy games in there. I think this game's going to be under 56.5. I think that's a really high bar to reach. And even if Georgia starts to run away with it a little bit, I still don't think it'll get over 56.5. So give me a teaser: Florida +13.5 and under 56.5 total.
Okay, all right. I'm done with trying to figure out what the hell kind of cryptic crap is being put in the text. All right, I'm gonna go with. I've got a teaser right now. I'm gonna go with the Georgia Bulldogs -1.5 as teaser down to 6, and Vanderbilt +8.5. I get it. Georgia has not looked that great, to be honest with you. This isn't one of the Georgia things, but Florida sucks. I'm sorry, but the Florida offense is trash. And if Georgia can't find a way to beat them by 2 points, there's going to be a huge issue.
That's fair.
Now, what's funny is there'll be morons coming out of the woodworks going, "Yeah, fire Kirby Smart," no, all that. Like, yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah, you do you. But it's not that. It's just that I don't think this is one of the better Georgia teams, and because of that, I believe that we're going to end up with a game that Georgia. I don't love taking the 7.5 because I think it's going to be a rock fight.
Yeah,
and you could see Florida hanging in there by a touchdown. But in all likelihood, what's going to happen is Georgia's going to pull away in the end and win by 14 or 17 points. But I just don't feel good enough to take the -7.5. So give me the teaser. Doug, what you got?
I got Miami and SMU. I'm going to take SMU. I'm going to take those 11.5 points. I think this game is going to be a lot closer. I'm not saying that Miami's going to lose this game, but I think SMU is going to put up a lot better fight, especially with that run game they have against Miami. This could be a dangerous spot for Miami because if they lose, they're in a lot of trouble. But take the 11.5. If Miami wins, they're only going to win by a touchdown at most.
All right, Bobby, what is your second? But you know, Doug, I actually almost took the SMU on my stupid underdog. I just don't think their defense can stop water, so I'm a little worried about that. But I don't hate taking them in the points because I could see them. And nothing else is a backdoor cover.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bobby, what you got?
I'm gonna go clashing with Doug's stupid underdog pick, a little head-to-head one here. I'm gonna go Tennessee -3.5 versus Oklahoma. John Mateer, he's been struggling recently. He hasn't looked all that great in recent games. He was missing a lot of throws in that Ole Miss game. And then it's a road game as well for Oklahoma. That Neyland crowd is going to be rocking. I think if Tennessee gets out to a lead, it's going to be hard for Oklahoma to get back into that game. Give me Tennessee -3.5. I know their defense. I'm not feeling good about Tennessee's defense. That is my big concern. And their defensive coordinator is no good, but I think they'll get a win here and cover.
Yeah, it's going to come down to how OU's defense is going to react to Tennessee. So that's a pick up, meeny, miny, mo on that.
Yeah, and Oklahoma's defense, my concern with them is earlier in the season, I would have been very confident in them, but in recent weeks, I'm a little bit less.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Tennessee money line. It was -140 today, and I like Bobby's pick too. I mean, honestly, I don't think Oklahoma's any good, and I think their defense is solid, but I think they're going to run into big time problems going into Knoxville. That's a night game, isn't it?
That game, it's a 7:30 kickoff.
Yeah, man, that place is going to be absolutely rocking, and I just don't see how in the world they're going to. I mean, let's be honest. If you watch, did y'all catch the post game of Runnable talking about how the better team lost with Oklahoma and Ole Miss, and it got back to Lane Kiffin? Did you see this?
I didn't, but that's never a good thing to say.
No, it's not. First of all, it's total chicken crap to even suggest that.
Yeah.
But, of course, when it got back to Kiffin, he took issue with it and basically said, look, I felt like that we left a lot there on the field. I watched the majority of that game. They did. Ole Miss was by far the better team. There were two big plays that they blew defensively. And I'm talking about they were huge plays. One was was a 70-something, almost 80-yard touchdown pass. And then there was another broken play in the secondary for a long run. You eliminate those two plays. Not only is the score much different, but you look at the statistics, it would look putrid. So the idea that Venable is saying that is just absolutely laughable.
Yeah.
All right, Doug, what you got?
I got USC and Nebraska at 7:30 on NBC. I'm taking the under 58.5 in this game. USC and especially Nebraska, USC is notorious for starting out slow early. I can see them scoring a lot of points at the end, but I could see a low-scoring first half. So definitely give me the under at 58.5. And Nebraska's just going to run the ball all day is all they're going to do. So between two run offenses, I could see this grinding in the first half. Then USC comes out in the second half, puts up like 21, and they win.
Bobby, what you got?
My last pick, I'm also going with the Big Ten under here. I'm going to look at that Purdue-Michigan game. Purdue is terrible right now. They haven't won a single Big Ten game. And Michigan, aside of that Central Michigan game they had earlier this season, they haven't really run away with games too much. They haven't really run up the score on a lot of teams. So I just need Purdue to not put up a ton of resistance and Michigan to win by a few touchdowns. And we're looking at a clear under 50.5 here. I feel pretty confident in this one.
What's the number?
It's 50.5.
50
total under.
All right, my last college pick. I want to double check, make sure this thing hasn't moved. Yeah, it hasn't. Give me Ohio State minus 20.5. They are going to kick the dog crap out of Penn State. Penn State is trash, and they're only giving up 3 touchdowns at home. Ohio State is going to look forward to this. It's the big news. The only reason why it may not be 20.5 is because Ohio State could be sleepwalking in the game with it being a noon kickoff, but I don't see that being the thing. Ohio State 20.5. This is going to be a rocking chair game by halftime. You're like, damn, they're up by 35. What the hell was I even worried about this game? I don't see how in the world this spread is that low. It is off of name brand alone. It's because Penn State was supposed to be good this year. It's because Penn State is normally good. And something happened. Something fell apart in the James Franklin era that I can't even explain, because I know a lot of Penn State fans hate on James Franklin, but all in all, he did a pretty damn good job throughout his entire career.
Yeah, I was going to say on that too. You got to remember these seniors that came back because they had 16 returning. They've all quit. They have they've got the hands in their pockets. They're not going to even lift a finger to win this ball game. They haven't tried in 3 weeks. You can just see it. They don't care. They came back to win a national championship. It went off the rails, and now they've quit. Plain and simple.
And that's a problem too, because if that's the case and they're seniors, so most of them thinking they're going to go to the NFL, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you draft anybody that quit on their team? I wouldn't. That would be one of my first things when the going got tough. Who got going?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing that happened with Florida State last year. And all these guys are like, well, they got to start making business decisions. The business decision would be anyone involved in that crap. I would go and watch the tapes. If there's 1 or 2 guys actually busting their ass and doing the right thing, fair enough. But if they're over there like Doug's, I know he's not literally meaning it, but when he's saying, they got their hands in their pockets, I don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to bring you into a tough situation in all likelihood in the NFL. First of all, no starting job is guaranteed in the NFL. That's number one. And number 2, there's a very good chance that you're going to be on a roster that's not very good. Mm-hmm. That's why we brought you in. So if
this was any other Big Ten team as well, bar Michigan, I think Ohio State wouldn't have as much motivation to go out there and pummel them. But I think they're really going to want to take it to Penn State, and I think they know this is their time to do it.
I agree. All right, cool games. Doug, lead us off.
There's only one real cool game this week, and that's Florida and Georgia. World's biggest cartel party. Enough said. It's still one of the oldest games in the Southeast, one of the oldest traditional games. My parents went to the game. My grandparents went to the game. My great-grandparents went to the game. So, yeah, give me that as my cool game.
All right. Wait a minute. What? You said your grandparents went to the game?
Yeah. It's been going on for a long time.
No, but I'm just wondering, like, how did that all come about? Where are they from?
Oh, they come down from North Carolina. They used to be a tradition with them to come down from North Carolina every year because we had family I had an uncle that lived here in Jacksonville, so they would come down to visit him, and they would always use that as an excuse to go to the game.
Okay,
that's what I meant.
Because I knew you weren't from the Jacksonville area.
No, I know. Well, my
like,
uncle moved here in the 1950s and stuff, and then they used to come down and
like them going on a pilgrimage, all the way here to Jacksonville for some damn reason.
No,
I'm just waiting because I know how Doug likes to hide things about his family and stuff. He goes, "Well, yeah, because my grandfather was Charlie Pell." Yeah, of course. Vince Dooley, that's my uncle. What are you talking about?
No, nothing like that.
I was waiting for that shoe to drop.
No, nothing
Bobby,
like
what is your cool game?
I'm looking to the world of NFL for my cool game of the week, and I'm going with that Chiefs-Bills game on Sunday afternoon. I mean, this is a potential AFC championship matchup here. We see it a lot, and I think this game is going to be fun. I think it's going to be high scoring. I think it might, like you alluded to, I think it'll probably start out pretty slow, but I think getting into the third and fourth quarter, this game will heat up. It'll be a back and forth game. I think it's going to be really fun. And like I said, I think we could be seeing this as a rematch later on in the season.
John said he tailgated with Doug's grandparents at the game. We did keg stands. What was your cool game again, Bobby? Sorry.
It was that Bills Chiefs game on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah,
425.
Which one did I actually have written down? Because I know I had a couple of them written down. So I had Buffalo. Oklahoma, Tennessee is a cool game, but you know where I'm going. The one that I'm looking forward to the most because I want to see. They've looked good, but this is a different environment. Vandy, Texas.
Yep. Give
me the Commodores versus Texas. I can't believe I didn't even take that as I know I had it. Well, I had it a part of my teaser, but I'm surprised I didn't actually take that game in the picks. As bad as Archie Manning looks, that's a tough environment.
Yeah.
And I'm still thinking, and maybe this is just the old guy in me, right? But I can't get around the fact that Vanderbilt's roster is going to be strong enough to uphold against Texas for 4 quarters down in Austin.
I'm a young guy, and it doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, all I can see in my head is a bunch of Blutos taking on the Big Bang Theory,
Yep.
And I'm like, they're just going to shove them into lockers. What's going on here? But they have found a way, and they've become a very fun team for me to watch, especially in the absence, as we all know, that Florida State quit playing football about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
I have to force myself to watch other games because I made the decision after that loss to Stanford, and I know the quarterback got hurt, but we weren't winning the game before that. So what the hell? Everyone wants to point to that. Look, what does it matter? We were down 2 scores when he got injured.
Yeah.
I'm not going to revolve my Saturday viewing around Florida State football when it's that damn bad.
That's fair.
I did it all last year. I'm not doing it a second year. So I'll put it on the background and I'll look up, and if they win, okay, whoopity-doo. If they lose, I'll be like, yeah, well, can we go ahead and fire them? The hell are we waiting on? But the fact that they came in, made this big deal about how they're going to have a meeting of the minds and then did nothing
Mm-hmm.
going into a bye week. I'm hoping the stands are empty tomorrow night. I'm hoping the fans are just like, screw this, man. It's Wake Forest. There's better things to do.
Yeah.
Halloween weekend.
Absolutely.
That's what if I were a college kid in Tallahassee Saturday night, instead of going to the game, I'd be like, dude, let's throw a bash. Throw a bash. We'll put the game on, but let's not waste our damn time going over to that stadium. Peter with the teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah, you drive me nuts. There's a reason why your name is pain in the ass. You're be like worried about he's one of our loyal viewers on the baseball channel. Evidently, he got accidentally bumped last night because y'all would not believe with all the thousands of viewers that we get,
mm-hmm.
the bots.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Especially the World Series has been ridiculous. And it doesn't matter what I do. I can't get rid of them. And I don't know how they're doing it, but by the way, I go in to check who's been blocked. I don't see these bot names.
The accounts probably get deleted, I would think.
I guess that's what's going on.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that makes sense. But I thought their name would still be up there. So no wonder I keep getting the same crap over and over again.
I know the ones that say like click the link in bio to watch the game, and it takes you to like a scam link. So I've seen those all over YouTube. I always see those.
What's that?
Did they say like it says like click the link in our bio to watch the game, and it'll be like a scam link? Yeah,
it's a huge scam. All they're trying to do is get your information.
Yep.
They're hoping to get you in there, and you click on the wrong thing in the next thing, and that. So we're trying to protect our viewers. Is what we're trying to do. I wish I could just say, don't worry about it, ignore the hell out of them, and let's go. But we have a lot of older viewers because it's baseball radio, right? And baseball becomes your friend the older you get. Doug can tell you, Bobby, you're going to find it out. As you get older, you're going to become a bigger baseball fan than you ever would have imagined. Because it's a more baseball is just better than the other sports, especially when it comes to radio. And it's because it's there for you. We've got a clip where some guy's talking about it in a documentary. He says it perfectly. Basically he says, as you get older in the summertime, it's not that you have to watch the game or listen to the game. It's the fact that you can if you want to, and it's there like an old friend every day. And so we know we have an older crowd, and I don't want them clicking on the wrong damn thing. It'll drive you nuts, man. Like, and then I'll see like, Peter or John talking in between this, and then, we'll go and delete them. And then sometimes if I'm not getting any help, I'm having to click it, or even if Jason is doing it behind the scenes, he's doing other jobs. So he may have clicked the wrong name. I'm going to go back today, make sure there's not other names that I recognize. But anyways, enough of that. All right. Your lock of the day, Mr. Doug, what are you going with on your lock?
My lock of the day, take Georgia Tech to outright win this game against North Carolina. Take that -5.5 and run with it. What is the deal with Georgia Tech always getting these low covers every week? 1.5, 2.5, 4.5. No, this is the biggest one they've had in a couple of weeks. They're just
I don't disrespect that the Atlanta Braves gets because they're from the city of Atlanta, and it's ridiculous, and we need to make Atlanta great again. Bobby, what?
I'm gonna go with my Jags pick over the Raiders at -2.5. I know it's a quite the travel for them, but I think they're gonna get this one done. The Raiders, sorry, Doug, but they're no good right now.
No apology
needed. Choir right now, I'm sure.
No apology needed. I'm quite aware how bad they are, so no worries.
If you're under the impression that the Jags are good, I hate to break it to you, but
I know they're not good, but it's the Raiders we're talking about. So
when is
degree of pain?
Oh, okay, never mind. I see it now. 4:05.
Yep.
You know that's always the dead spot in the schedule. 4:05 because the national game of the week is 4:25.
Yep.
And when you see the 4:05 game, you're kind of leftovers.
That's where they always put the Cardinals. They always put us there.
Almost spit coffee here.
It's true. It's true. Every time I look at the schedule.
I wasn't even thinking about the fact the Cardinals probably are. But on that late slate, look, Saints and Rams. Nobody wants to watch the Saints. It's got nothing to do with the Rams. It's one of those things. Now, Chiefs and Bills the 4:25, but there are some Sundays, especially later in the year, where you'll get 2 4:25 games.
Yeah.
What I haven't looked at it. Are we done with the damn overseas games?
I think so. Yeah.
God, I hate those.
Yeah, I think those are
because they ruin they ruin the rest of the slate because you're dealing with all these bye weeks. And so, what do we have on Sunday? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we actually have 8 games on the early window. But we only have 3 games on the late window. I think a perfect mix, you need to have at least 4 games on the late window.
Yep.
And so however that plays out in the early window, I don't care. But 3 isn't enough because there's a guarantee one of those games is going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
And then the other 2, You're just hoping they don't go to halftime at the same time or go to commercial break at the same time. I'm speaking from the red zone view of it.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be 4.
Yeah.
I would prefer 5 because honestly, and I think they'll eventually start catching on to this. It's better for the betting public as well. Because I hate taking like 9 different bets in the early window, and then you got like 2 in the late window. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
No, because it's too much to keep up with.
Well, especially because people are going to be chasing their money in that late window too.
Right. So give them a 4th. I prefer a 5th game, but give them a 4th game.
Yeah.
I do like the Monday night doubleheaders,
Mm-hmm.
but give me more stacked ones. Give me a 7 o'clock and an 8:15.
Yeah.
I don't need a damn 10 o'clock Monday night football game.
Yeah.
And what gets me is they did this all throughout October during the MLB playoffs, and now we're back to 1 game on Monday night as we hit November. Just idiots. All right. My lock. That's why I couldn't find it earlier. Vandy's my lock. I thought I had taken Vandy. Vandy plus 2.5 on the lock. I just think they're going to go in there and take care of Texas. It's one of these ones I don't love per se. It's one of my least favorite locks, but it just makes the most damn sense, right? It makes the most sense. What does this say? Toughest week yet for me. So much mediocre depth. PPR too. Okay, we got a fantasy football question. He has Zay Flowers at flex and Warren at tight end. Need a second flex. So his question is Tracy, Vidal, ETN, Chase Brown, and Kraft. I'm assuming you're saying just pick one.
I think he's saying he needs a running back 2 and a flex. So he needs 2 of those.
Okay, so he needs a running back and a flex.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all my way of it, and then y'all do you.
Sure.
To me, Vidal is number 1 with a bullet because the Titans, and I can tell you as a Titan fan, they're terrible.
Yeah.
The Chargers should get an early lead and should be able to pound the ball. I don't know if it'll be the same thing that we got last week, but I think that's the safest bet. So to me, it comes down to, do I trust Tracy, who really wasn't that spectacular before the injury to Scatterbo, or do I trust Chase Brown? Okay. And if not, do I go to Kraft? And Kraft is at home against the Panthers. If Flacco plays, I love the Chase Brown play. If he doesn't play, I think they're going to stack the box.
Yeah.
So then I'm probably going Kraft. What say you, Bobby?
I'm going to go with Vidal, of course, with the matchup. I think the game script's going to favor him well. I think he's going to get a lot of carries as that game goes on. And I'm going to go with Tyrone Tracy as the second choice here for your flex play. I'm going to go with him. I think he's going to get a lot of carries with Cam Scatterbo going down. And he also has that versatility to catch some passes out of the backfield. So I'll go with those two, Vidal and Tracy.
I don't hate that. But once again, if Flacco plays, Chase Brown has been much better.
That's true.
So you can talk me into Tracy over Kraft, and you should get the volume.
Yeah.
But once again, Tracy just hasn't been. Is he going to get the volume, or are they just going to air the hell out of the ball? Are they just going to
possible? Yeah.
Screw it. Pretend like you're back to Ole Miss. We're not running the ball. Doug, what say you? Which direction would you go?
I would go with Trace Brown because, for one thing, too, it's kind of leaning now. They're just talking about it that Flacco is going to start.
Oh, well, then I'm going Chase Brown. Then to hell.
Yeah.
Forget everything I said. Chase Brown. Because last night they were saying that how about a guy who can't catch a break? Did y'all see freaking Carson Wentz is done for the season?
Yeah. I feel bad, man. Shoulder injury.
Jesus. I mean, I know the guy's he's just brittle. But that just sucks, man.
I know.
That sucks.
When he's playing for the team he grew up watching it. Yeah. That's a tough one.
So once again, back at it, I'm going to say that give me Chase Brown and give me Vidal Sassoon. And I think that's going to be your but make sure that
Flacco plays. If they pull him last second, then I'm fine with Tracy.
I think the bigger upside is Kraft, but give me Tracy. It really depends on if you're trying to hit big or not. You probably won't know that at the 1 o'clock window.
Yeah. Unless
the guy you're going against or you have a boat ton of Ravens and Dolphins tonight. What a dud of a freaking game that is.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, NFL. I started to look at and see if because Thursday mornings I always want to go, well, do I need to bench or put someone in?
Mm-hmm.
Go Ravens and Dolphins. I better not have any of these guys. What the hell?
Yeah.
What is your one big thing that's going to happen this weekend as we walk this sucker off? Bobby.
Vanderbilt. I'm rooting for the Commodores this weekend. I'm hoping they go into Texas and get a big win, and that'll put them in prime position to get into the playoffs. They'll be sitting at 8-1 if they get a win this weekend, with 2 of their last 3 being against Auburn and Kentucky. I'm rooting for them. This is a fun underdog story. I love Pavia. I think they're a fun team to watch, and it's always good to root for the underdog. So I'm rooting for the Commodores. I don't know if they're going to win. I'm rooting for them though. I think they have a good chance to go in there and shut down Texas.
It could be a happy Saturday, November 1st in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
If the Vols and the
Commodores
end up walking away victorious.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, happy Halloween to everybody. If I forget to say it. Doug, what is your I normally have junk all over the place, but this whole whirlwind of covering all the baseball games on Braves Country Radio is just taking it out of me. Yeah. Doug, what you got?
My walk-off is Friday night, Game 6. Hopefully this will be a trick-or-treat, and especially a treat for the rooting for the Blue Jays to finish this out. I'm looking, and just one thing with the World Series too. Watching Addison Barger play, I think he's been one of the most important players in their postseason too.
Amen. Addison Barger, man, he has absolutely. I knew he existed, but I never really watched him played until the postseason. He's become one of my favorite players.
Yep.
And it still drives me nuts. I'm going to figure it out during the offseason. He's got a doppelganger that's an actor, and I can't remember who the hell it is. I can't remember like the guy, because it's not like a big name actor. It's not something obvious, like a Brad Pitt or something. It's one of those things you're like, dude, this guy plays in a lot of stuff. I'm going to figure it out. He's got a doppelganger. I'll be watching something this offseason. I'll go, there he is. That's Addison Barger. Hell, maybe it is Addison Barger. Maybe he moonlights. My one big thing as we walk this off, first of all, Doug, I think we're getting to Game 7. And I'm ready for the offseason because I'm exhausted, but I'd be excited to call a Game 7. So I just don't – man, Yamamoto was unhittable the other night.
Yeah, it's true.
I still think Toronto was probably going to win it. I just think they're going to win it in 7.
7. Gotcha.
I love Game 7s because everybody throws the kitchen sink out there. You get a chance to pitch. You get a chance to pitch. You get a chance to pitch. My one big thing, 7:30 Saturday night. There's a game that's under the radar, but it's a big one in the big scheme. Kentucky and Auburn. They play under the lights, SEC Network, 7:30. The loser of that game's getting fired. Stoops is on the hottest of all seats. He's 2-5 and 0-5 in the SEC. If he loses again and it goes 0-6, he's getting fired. And the Auburn fan base isn't much happier. They're 4-4, but they're 1-4 in the SEC. And Hugh Freeze, it looks like the honeymoon's over with him. We all know some of the most volatile fan bases in all of sports are both Alabama colleges, Florida, talking about the Florida Gators as far as like short term, they fire your ass if you don't perform.
Unless your name's Napier.
He still got fired after what, 3-4 years?
I think it's 4 years, but that's I don't know. I guess maybe because I'm
no one has lasted longer
base. It
than
just
that.
feels like too long for Napier.
No one has lasted longer than that in like 30 years.
Yeah.
Because even though he left to go to Ohio State, essentially he faked a heart attack and all that.
He left because of his heart problems, actually.
Huh?
He left because of his heart problems, actually.
Well, but he left to go.
I know, I'm joking.
He left to Ohio State because he was diddling half the volleyball team. But regardless, no one has been there at the University of Florida since the days of Steve Spurrier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always going to be the shadow. Whoever gets hired gets the shadow. It's different. When a guy comes into Florida, go, you're no Spurrier. When the guy comes into Florida, say, they go, dude, just don't be Willie Taggart. We'll be fine. And they found that guy yet. They thought they did with Norvell, and he's been again. But that's going to be the game. Someone's getting fired. The reason why I bring that up, someone flashed it up. I think it might have been Cannell on X. Somebody did. A coach. Auburn hasn't fired their coach. Florida State's going to fire their coach. I don't care what they're trying to tell you.
Yeah.
They are absolutely done. And so that's it. Addison Barger's got a can. Addison Barger. Addison Barger also plays like his hair is on fire.
Yeah.
Running the bases. He takes the right at bats. I mean, he is one of my new favorite players. I know he's not going anywhere, so don't get bent out of shape, Toronto fans. I know he's not coming to Atlanta, but I love to watch that kid play now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of kids on there on Toronto that are really fun to watch. It's been a fun postseason. I'll tell you one thing else as we walk off. Dave Roberts overreacted to Game 4 with his lineup in Game 5.
Yeah,
I mentioned it pregame. He's dance with the girl that brought you. He's putting Alex Call in the lineup. He's moving Mookie up and down. I mean, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And I still say that he won his World Series because of the pocketbooks in Los Angeles, not because he's some great manager.
Exactly.
Y'all have a good one. Doug, maybe Dave Roberts can be the Cincinnati Reds bench coach next year. Somehow they're going to go, this is ridiculous. You're fired. If you want to
God help us.
Really good player, y'all. A really good coach, Dodger fans, go out and get Brian Snicker, man. He will do it right for you, man. See y'all next week. Great job, guys.
Thanks.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Magee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.